boy, it's Monday, everybody! Welcome back to the Blackfire Technical Analysis YouTube channel. I am your host, Crypto Bro, also known as Brian. How the hell is everybody on this absolutely disgusting Monday/early Tuesday morning? I finally just got the roads somewhat cleaned up after that crazy snowstorm here in Stark County that we had. What a crazy night. People getting buried, people getting snowed in, cars getting demolished by piles of snow. It has definitely been one of those wintry days here in Ohio, and let me tell you, I was definitely, I was definitely nervous. Definitely nervous driving into work today, but took my time, left a little bit earlier than I usually do, and made it safe and sound. No requests today, unfortunately. I see we do have a viewer. Hey, whoever the viewer is, if you have any requests for the stream tonight, drop them in the comment section below. I do have a couple of announcements for you guys. Number one, we are live on TikTok. Yes, that is correct. We are live on TikTok. I dropped 2 short analysis videos today. Obviously, I have to make sure that I don't get myself caught in that short video mentality, as I want to provide all the information I possibly can on every asset that I analyze for you guys each and every night during the live stream. So I am kind of mixing it up. A request, IPDN. Yes, I just want to let you guys know I will be doing requests. Comments have first come, first serve, but obviously I have to get through the bulk analysis first, you know, NASDAQ, SPY futures, US dollar index, and a couple of others before we head on over to request. But I will most definitely make sure that that is the first one we analyze tonight. No requests in the Blackfire Technical Analysis Facebook community, although I did manage to scrape up a couple of new members of the community by dropping some absolutely catatonic, mouth-shutting roasts on a Facebook community page that knows jack shit about technical analysis, which, to my prevail, I find beneficial. Again, that I get to teach people, that I get to educate what the market really is versus I hope I'm gonna put in my fucking life savings and hope for the best. That is not what we do here, ladies and gentlemen. What we do here is find low risk, high reward trade setups that are extremely profitable with high probability. Please remember that. While I do not believe in false hope, hopium, fear, uncertainty. I believe in those things, but I believe with technical analysis, a lot of those emotions, a lot of those psychological factors can be taken care of, and the market can actually be pretty profitable once you start understanding what's really going on. The market basically tells you when to get in. With the strategy that I'm running, the market basically tells you when to get in, guys. It literally tells you, hey, it's time. The wave is beginning. Perfect example here, not that we've done any analysis yet, is the 21 exponential here on NASDAQ. Perfect entry here on the 14th October 2021, and you can fucking see what happens from there. That's why it's very, very, very important to study. It's very crucial to understand market dynamics. It's very crucial to understand what a trend is. When is the trend bearish? When is the trend bullish? So on and so forth. And at the same time, I find it humorous that I get to have the expressional freedom to go on these platforms and roast people who rely on no education to invest or trade in an asset. They rely on no education. They're basically just throwing money into an asset, hoping that something will happen, and I find it fucking hilarious. So of course, if I see uneducated inferences on a Facebook community, I'm gonna hop my happy ass right in there and fucking roast somebody, because at the end of the day, people who generally just hope, right? I'm on a little bit of a rant. Something a very, very, very dear friend of mine taught me when I was young. My stepmother, when I was young, taught me. She told me one day about getting a lot of money. She said, put out both your hands. Put out both your hands, right? You put out both your hands, and what do? You put your wishes in one hand, and you put your own shit in the other hand. And then tell me which one feels more realistic. Obviously, the shit in the other hand would feel more realistic, right? So, when it comes to the Blackfire technical analysis community, I want to remind everybody here, yes, I'm a prick, I'm a douchebag, I'm a douche canoe, whatever you want to label me as, fine, I'll be it. But at the end of the day, we're here for technical analysis studies. We're here to identify low risk, high reward trade setups. In the opportunity to potentially profit here, in this beautiful natural beast that is the stock market. So whatever you decide to label me as, I'm completely fine with it. At the end of the day, I'm secure in the bag, and you're waiting for fucking short squeezes that happened months ago. That's the difference between a professional trader, a trader that has the correct mindset, versus someone who, again, just kind of willingly throws their money in, hoping for the best, relying on a Facebook community and people that, in my opinion, don't know what the fuck they're talking about to lose their money. That's the difference here, ladies and gentlemen. So, while I may be under a little bit of scrutiny, that is absolutely fine. I want to be the one trader. I want to be the one Facebook and YouTube trader that comes on here and demands no respect. I demand no respect from anybody. All that I ask is educate yourselves. If you're going to put your own life savings at risk, if you're going to put your own capital at risk, that is what this channel is going to tell you, is to conduct your own due diligence, to conduct your own research before entering a trade or entering an investment. So all the craziness aside, what was that other announcement that I have? Yes, we're live on TikTok. Yes, that's what I want. Okay, so I'm going through this thing, you guys. I don't know I'm going on. I know I'm dragging on, but that's the point of these live streams, to make them long, right? I'm going through this phase where I'm like, all right, the 21 exponential, I'm hitting trades left and fucking right with the 21 exponential. If you don't believe me, DM me and I'll show you my numbers. The 21 exponential is a phenomenal strategy. I've been trading this strategy for about 6 months now, and the fundamental understanding of technical analysis is that you have to find a strategy, master that strategy, and then move on to another strategy. My first couple of months streaming here on the Blackfire Technical Analysis YouTube channel here were, yes, transparent, but they were also evidence that I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, right? It only took a massive loss for me to scrap all the work that I've been doing for the previous 3 years of my trading career and restudying the schooling that I was taking to identify a strategy that I wanted to stick with. I've stuck with the 21 exponential moving average strategy for quite some time now, and it has proved to be very, very, very profitable over time. Now, I'm ready to present to you guys another trading strategy. Now, I'm leaving this up to you guys, right? This is up to the community. I want you guys to come up with a strategy, whatever strategy you guys want. Come up with it. Tell me, if you want the 21 exponential moving average strategy, cool. We're already doing that. If you want the stochastic strategy, 3-hour stochastic strategy, you want a long-term analysis strategy, you want a short-term analysis strategy, let me know what kind of strategy. I'm going to pick one. I'm going to pick one that I'm the most comfortable with, but I want to present to you guys on this YouTube channel evidence that I am growing, right? So I can't stick with the same strategy and say, oh, I'm awesome. No, I have to learn more. That is the purpose of being a consistently profitable trader, is you have to be open-minded. You have to be willing to learn more than just one strategy. Now, I do believe that I've mastered the 21 exponential moving average strategy, which is the basis of all the analysis that I will provide here on, obviously, but I want to start adding a different flavor to the streams here. So I'm leaving it up to the community. You can comment, you can message me directly on Facebook. You can come to the Blackfire Technical Analysis Facebook community and drop a post. Again, I want, I express freedoms, expressional freedoms to everybody that is a part of the community. Come in, let me know what strategies you're interested in, and I'm gonna pick one out of all the comments, out of all the suggestions. I'm gonna pick one to start learning and to start trading. Again, because I don't want to pick up 5 or 6 different strategies and then try to learn and master 5 different strategies. That's That's not feasible. One at a time. The 21 exponential moving average strategy was first. The next will be question mark. Now, if I don't get any suggestions by the end of the week, it is Monday, I'm giving everybody in the community a 5-day notice. If I don't get any suggestions by the end of the week, I'm going to pick a strategy that I learned in my technical analysis schooling. I'm going to pick it myself, and I'm going to introduce it to the Blackfire technical analysis community. Again, I don't want the streams to be dry, right? And I'm starting to realize, like, hey, I've mastered the 21 exponential moving average strategy. I am, without a shadow of a doubt, consistently profitable over time using the 21 exponential. Now I want to move on. So I'm giving the community an opportunity to give me some suggestions. Again, if you guys give me suggestions, I'm going to pick one of them. I'm not going to pick what I want. I'm going to pick one of them, and we're going to start throwing those types of strategies into the daily live streams on a daily basis. So I did mention at the beginning of the year a couple of things we're going to change. We got TikTok going live. I made 2 TikTok videos, I think 50 seconds each, just to get things going. And now I want some more strategies from you guys. Now, I think that's going to be it for the mumbo jumbo here. We are 15 minutes deep into the stream. I'm going to go ahead and get started here right off the bat. NASDAQ. Very, 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 very important stuff here. Closing on, not closing. Closing with a rejection of current support here and potentially going for some type of lower high structure. Christopher is in the house. What's going on, brother? God, I got the hiccups from that water I just drank. What's going on, brother? I'm hype. I'm pumped. If you want, rewind to the beginning of the stream. Check out a couple of announcements that we made. Make your suggestions, but we're going to go ahead and go through with this analysis here. NASDAQ rejecting current support, resistance at 15,650. Boom. Continuation to the downside. I have full confidence that we likely see continuation to the current support at 15,321. This never looked like it was going to regain momentum. Now, obviously, we came back here with this massive reversal hammer style candlestick closure here, which is indicative of a reversal, but we inevitably ended up meeting resistance at the 21 exponential and boom, confirmed a lower high. Now we're seeing that lower high come to fruition with continuation to the downside. This is the type of stuff that I'm talking about here, guys. You really can't make this stuff up here. So I am paying very, very, very close attention here to this current support of 15,325. Any candle closure below that, followed by a confirmation candle closure to confirm as tentative resistance, I will be looking for another move to the downside, somewhere towards 14,990, 15,000. Rounded up, give or take a couple of bucks. I heard you have a TikTok as soon as I jump on. Yeah, dude, we got the TikTok going live. I'm trying... The 2 videos that I posted on the TikTok today were kind of experimental. I want to try to figure out how I can get, I don't want to make a 3-minute TikTok. I'm trying to get 15 seconds or 60 seconds on the TikTok videos, and I'm trying to construct ways that I can speedily provide crucial information about any given asset that I look at to post on TikTok. That's how I'm going to make that work. I don't want to do a 3-minute video, for every, asset that I take a look at. So it's a work in process, right? It's just me trying to experiment a little bit, try to broaden my horizons, but I think TikTok could be a good platform to accumulate new followers and new followers. That's pretty much the goal. So it isn't, the first couple of videos, and maybe for the next couple of weeks, some of those videos will be experimental. The analysis for sure will not be experimental, but the information that I provide in a very, very, very quick manner is experimental, because I'm used to sitting down, breaking down the trend that I'm looking at, breaking down the chart that I'm looking at, and providing every single crucial point that I find relevant for any kind of trading position here on any asset. So I'm trying to clamp that into a 60-second video per asset. That's going to be a challenge. So any feedback that you guys have, greatly appreciated. constructive, you can roast me for all I give a shit, as long as you tell me if I'm fucking up, or if you get the message in my TikToks. It's a trial. It's a trial. If it doesn't work, fine. But if it does, cool. Maybe we can allow it to grow. But back to NASDAQ here. Yeah, continuation to the downside is kind of the only thing that I do see here. We do have a change of behavior point that has been adjusted. We're going to be looking at the $15,900 last lower high here. This is classified, again, in my opinion, as the current change of behavior point. I do not get bullish at all until we see a reversal back above the 21 exponential here in confluence with a candle closure above current resistance, or the resistance above at 15,009. I got dry mouth like a motherfucker. I am just too excited tonight, you guys. I really am. So for now, I'm just looking at evidence of downtrend continuation here for NASDAQ. Let's go ahead and check out the RSI here. Yeah, that little low that we got here, price action pumps up to the 21. We saw the RSI pump up to the exponential here, very, very close to the 50 read here, which tells me close enough is close enough. I'm considering it a rejection of both, which is never a good signal for the bullish perspective here, and continuation to new lows as a result has been initiated on the RSI. So pressure is implied to the downside. We are in bearish neutral territory, which tells me more or less the bears have control. Stochastics here, same kind of thing, looking at a potential rejection of, yep, you know it, the top side of the bearish control zone here. I got to change the color on that. And looking for a fresh potential cross to the downside does not bode well, in my opinion, for the bullish perspective here. The bears, I do believe, have control for now. Again, any candle closure below 15,325, I will be looking for continuation to the next horizontal level at about 15,000 bucks even. Now, while that being said, we do have a thick big boy line here, a girthy veiny line here that identifies the macro change of behavior perspective. Yes, I do believe we have confirmed many short-term time frame change of behaviors that are indicative of pressure to the downside. However, from the macro perspective, that game has not changed. I am still bullish long-term until we see an absolution, a change of behavior on the daily time frame below 14,500, and I do believe that lines up very well with the weekly time frame. Yes, it does. Look at that. Lines up very well with the weekly time frame here. Change of behavior point 14,007. We'll call it 14,750 on the weekly time frame. But again, I trade the daily chart here, and that change of behavior point right now is 14,005. So as far as the macro is concerned, still bullish technically, still bullish, but we are seeing continuation to the downside. I am going to be looking for continuation to new levels to the downside to confirm potential new lows here until proven otherwise. And you guys already guessed it, the only point of proof otherwise would be a candle closure above 15,900 bucks at the current moment in time. Yes, a candle closure above 15,650 would imply a move up to that change of behavior point, but change of behavior is not confirmed until we see an open and closure above that region here, confirming new highs. And not only that, but confirming a trade above the 21. For now, I see RSI below the 50 read here, rejecting the 50 read. Exponential is very negative here, and pressure is being controlled to the downside. And same thing with stochastics, with a rejection of the top side of the bearish control zone, with a potential cross to the downside to come as well, definitely implying bearish pressure as well. So that's kind of where I'm going to leave NASDAQ. Oh shit, I'm so sorry, guys. I can't fucking talk today for some reason. Maybe it's because I had that coffee today. I did go, a couple of days without coffee, and then I had coffee today, and I guess my mind is a little jittery. I do apologize for the jumbling of my English here, while I try to prevent as much dry mouth as humanly possible. Oh, we got some comments coming in. Yeah, you can get a lot of followers from TikTok, and you should be able to make the video small. I post every now and again. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I was thinking. I mean, my wife posted a TikTok video of our cat, and she got like fucking 2,000 views. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You posted that shit 12 hours ago and you got 2,000 views? Okay, I think it's time for me to consider, running through TikTok a little bit. But again, I gotta make it appealing to the audience. I gotta make it to where I can, attract new viewers, convince some of those viewers that the strategies that I employ are actually consistently profitable, which they are, but I have to convince them that they are. So moving on to SPY futures here, a lot to talk about on this one as well here, seeing continuation below that diagonal trend line, which was, of peace and prosperity, now turned to potential doom and gloom here. Seeing a candle close back above, just kidding, rejected that diagonal trend line of support here. This candle could, prove very valid in confirming that this diagonal trend line is now tentative resistance. If we do get that secondary candle closure below this region, I will be looking for continuation to that 45.65 spot 50 support. But more importantly here, we have already well and confirmed candle closures below the 21 exponential, which already implies the movement to the downside already. We already see RSI here rejecting the 50 read, coming back down and confirming new lows. Pressure is implied to the downside, and look at this. Diagram trend line of peace and prosperity of support here has been broken and confirmed as new tentative resistance as well, and pressures implied to the downside. Stochastics here curling below the 50 read here again, back into bearish neutral territory. Now again, the macro is still intact, right? The macro is still intact. The short-term time frames are suggesting change of behaviors, but higher time frames takes precedence over lower time frames. So as far as the lower time frames are concerned, yes, it wouldn't be out of the question to see a pull all the way back down to 45.65 spots. What is it? 45.65 spot 75. Just call it 45.65, right? But again, as long as we're above the macro high or low on a daily time frame, I am macro bullish to the upside. Now, while pressure is implied to the downside for now, that does not mean we can't hit a stop and reverse point somewhere. That was my ringtone. I don't know if you heard that. I do apologize if you heard that. I am an avid Walking Dead fan. If you haven't already noticed, I'm going to turn this shit off. God damn it. What was I saying? Yes, so, short-term time frame change of behavior is implied to the downside. We do have a valid move below the 21 exponential. Pressure is implied to the downside to the next area of support. But realistically, we could come all the way down to this area of support, stop and reverse, and still play a vital role in the macro trend here. For now, though, as long as we're above 42.95 spot 25, which is the last concurrent confirmed structural high or low, macro bullish structure is still intact. So while the pressure to the downside is implied to the next the next couple of levels, does not mean that that this market is going to flip to ultimate bearish and we're going to see a huge fucking flip and a huge fucking crash to the downside. None of that is being implied until proven otherwise. Give me 1 second, ladies and gents. What is that proof, you may ask? And if you don't already know the answer to this, you haven't been paying attention to my streams. The proof otherwise would be, at the current, a closure on new highs, which would be in confluence with a secondary open and closure above the 21 exponential. Until we close back about 47.20 here, I am not going to be looking for targets to the upside towards that all-time high resistance. Yes, that is a target, a valid target to the upside if proven otherwise, right? A secondary candle closure above the 21 and closing on new highs would convince me that the next target is going to be the all-time high resistance. But until then, pressure is implied to the downside on all counts for SPY futures. Moving on to Dixie here, nice little low being confirmed. We did talk about this area, this region here, being a potential structural higher low area for price action on the US dollar index. Now, I didn't believe that we were going to flip to a bearish sentiment after confirming a long-term bull trend, but we did see continuation below that diagonal trend line of support. We did see it break back above and hold as support. So for now, continuation towards the next resistance, right around 95 spot 80. Yeah, we'll just call it 95 spot 80 is implied in my opinion. which would be in confluence with a 21, a losing negative momentum, flipping to the upside and seeing potentially a secondary open and closure above that region as well. Now we do have a couple of signals flashing off on momentum oscillators. Our stochastics here bouncing off the bottom side of the bearish control zone, boom, back up above the exponential and forcing the exponential back to a positive slope here. Things get really interesting if we break the structure of this diagonal down trend line that we have been that has been confirmed for quite some time. Things will get interesting, in my opinion, for the bullish perspective if we see stochastics break through the diagonal trend line of negative resistance here in confluence with price action breaking back above the 21 exponential, in confluence with this region here breaking the exponential and the 50 read as well. Now, the question is, do we still have a trend line? Technically, yes, we do. We have 1 point, 2 points, 3 points of confirmed support within this region. And I would suggest with RSI that if we do get continuation, this could prove to be a valid macro high or low continuation point here for the US dollar index. And you guys already know what that implies. If this market reverses and continues by confirming a macro structural high or low here, it is very likely that we see downside continuation in a lot of other general markets and cryptocurrency markets. So for now, until proven otherwise, pressure is implied to the upside. We do see momentum oscillators curling back to the upside as well. I am going to be looking for the next resistance here at 95.80 to be the next tested target to the upside, unless proven otherwise. The other proof would be confirming some kind of lower high here, right? Confirming a lower high here or below the 21 would suggest downtrend continuation to this target here at 94.58 and likely lower to the next valid target at 94 bucks even, which would imply the pressure to the downside is not quite to resolution just yet. But I digress. I'm still waiting, right? We are still below, hiccups. We are still below the 21 exponential, which obviously you guys know, as long as price action remains below that 21 exponential, I am looking for pressure to decline. I'm looking for that bearish pressure to remain as long as it is irrelevant. And the only time that it does not become relevant is if we see a break above the 21 and a secondary open and closure above the 21, at which point I'm like, all right, maybe we have our macro structural high or low, and then we can start considering new all-time highs. But since we are a little ways away from that, I can only provide you with a potential test to the upside at 95.80 and potentially seeing rejection at the 21, which would, in my opinion, lead price action back down to current support at 94.58. So that's where I'm going to leave the US dollar index here. I want to take a look at Bitcoin, which does imply continuation to the downside. Yes, it does. Lower high confirmed once again below the 21 exponential. I will be looking for this diagonal trend line of nothing, right? This wasn't never validated in my opinion, but it is holding that diagonal trend line. But I am going to be looking for price action on Bitcoin here to continue towards that $40,700 target. Now, closing below 40,700 initiates a macro change of behavior in my personal opinion. Again, we do have this macro structural high or low that continued the bull markets to more all-time highs confirmed here on the 27th, 28th of September 2021. Now we're playing around and we're putting pressure on that region once again. Here, stochastics looking like it's rejecting the bearish control zone here. Re-entry into the bearish control zone will confirm that. Again, when I mentioned that, just because you see a little poke above does not confirm as a structure above that region. No, I need to see follow through. I need to see continuation. I need to see confirmation before I'm convinced that stochastics is, confirmed above a specific critical region. Now for this one here, fresh cross below the exponential, yeah, realistically, it could hold support, boom, bounce to the upside, but with the initial cross here and the lower high that's been confirmed on price action charts and the negative pressure being implied by the negatively sloped exponential here, the 21 exponential, and price action remaining below that region, tells me that the pressure is still implied to the downside. RSI here is still coiling around the top side of the bearish control zone, not looking too healthy either. Again, if you're looking for the picture of health and fitness here for Bitcoin, this is not it. Unless I see continuation, not only in price action above the 21, but in confluence RSI putting in new highs and more conservatively breaking the 50 read. At the same time, stochastics bouncing off the top side of the bearish control zone and crossing the 50 read as well. I have no reason. I have absolutely no reason to say, hey, yeah, I'm absolutely confident that the bear market won't initiate and the bull market will continue for Bitcoin. Now, I could be proven wrong at any time. Always remember, I could be proven wrong at any given time. But with the evidence that's being suggested on price action charts right now, not looking so hot. Not looking so hot. Clean bounce off of major support, back up to the 21 exponential, only to get rejected with a lower high in the structure. Only implies a negative pressure to the downside. Guys, the trend is your friend until the end of the trend, and there's no uptrend here. So I can't, it's against my trading imperative. It's against my trading rule set, my mindset to trade counter trend. I absolutely refuse to trade counter trend. And as long as the trend remains to the downside, and as long as price action remains below the 21 exponential, I'm going to be looking for continuation to the downside on the daily time frame. God damn, all this talking, guys. You try streaming once and talking into a mic. You'll see how dry your mouth gets, man. You get that dry mouth real quick. Yeah, so, to the upside, though, if we do see, hold, this region here hold as support, we see an open and closure above the 21 exponential here, then pressure to the upside is implied, at which point I would be targeting the next level up towards 47,650, we'll call it that, would be the implied directional move, again, if proven that we break above and close above the 21 exponential. But with the way price action is looking right now, I can only look at the few targets to the downside that we have. Any candle closure below 40,700 with a confirmation that it is new tentative resistance only implies a change of behavior, at which point I'll look for the next target to the downside right around 38,100. And in my opinion, likely lower over time. We're going to have to play with some more levels, but we do have a couple of identified negative levels here for price action on cryptocurrency, except for a couple. There are a couple cryptocurrencies that are shocking me. One of them was in my TikToks today. I think it was Cardano that I looked at that is not trading a downtrend right now, actually looking to change the behavior and move back to the upside potentially. But again, aside from a couple of altcoins, generally, if we see a change of behavior on Bitcoin and we confirm a bear market on Bitcoin, it is very, very likely that a lot of the major coins, the top 10 coins, follow suit as well. Excuse me. That's going to do it for Bitcoin. I do want to check out the Hall of Fame Village here for those that watch and pay attention to it. We just got a new low confirmed on price action. Not a good look here. I will be looking for this region here to potentially flip to new tentative resistance coming into tomorrow. And if that is confirmed, my next target to the downside is here at about $1.23. We do see RSI not showing any signs of life here, as we are seeing RSI back below the exponential, and the exponential has flipped to a negative posture here, looking for potential re-entry into the bearish control zone. Stochastics here, again, yes, we did close on a higher high, but remember, with momentum oscillators here, you can't really say, stochastics is an uptrend, Bitcoin must be, or the Hall of Fame. No. Yes, we did see a higher high, but that did not prove shit. All we got from price action is a lower high and continuation back into the bearish critical zone here. This is evidence of bearish control. The only thing that would convince me otherwise at this current moment in time of a potential bullish flip would be a change of behavior back above, $1.80 in confluence with a secondary candle closure above the 21 exponential. That would convince me that we could likely see moves all the way back up to the next valid target at $2.17. But as long as we are seeing pressure implied to the downside from every aspect, momentum oscillators included, and price action, and the 21, I'm looking down for this one, you guys. I think it's time for requests. I think I only have one request. If you guys have any requests, drop them in the comments, and I'll knock them out. But I got one, and then I'm out of here. Let's take a look. What is it? IPDN. Professional Diversity Network. Oof. Oh my God, Matt, no. My dude, Matt, if you're... Charts like this give me headaches. What the fuck are you doing trading this dog shit? Okay, that's a good question. My adding zone for the Hall of Fame Village is the next valid target here, $1.23. If I see price action come down to $1.23 on the Hall of Fame, I will be adding it. Under $1, yeah, of course I'm adding. If it puts in new lows though, yeah, fucking why not? You know, for a company that's not even open well, I mean, the Hall of Fame is open, but the Village portion is not open. For a company that's still in construction and a stock that's tied to a company that's still in construction, not performing well, is just evidence for the fact that they're not done. This is just an asset that's not done yet. I mean, while, you know, it does look bad, I believe in the NFL. The NFL is a multi-billion-dollar industry. You know, mostly everybody loves football. I fucking love football. Hell, I got a Browns jersey hanging right there. I love the NFL. I'm ready for the Super Bowl. You know, like, even though my team didn't make it, I'm still gonna watch it, right? Like everybody loves fucking football. Everybody has their team. Everybody has their hometown team, and yada yada yada. It's the NFL. And if the NFL wants to open a big booming project in Canton, Ohio, tied to the Hall of Fame, they're going to fucking do that. I just believe that maybe they're using the Hall of Fame stock, the Hall of Fame Village stock, as a means for revenue to continue their project. So, you know, every time it comes down, man, I'm adding. My original entry point was $1.80. We're well below $1.80, and the further price action continues, the more I'll add, because I do believe in this asset. And again, not immediately. I don't believe in it at all. Fucking right now, I think this one's gonna hit the floor and beyond. But long term, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, I am a firm believer that the Hall of Fame Village will be a very, very highly traded commodity, a very highly traded asset that could turn into a very, 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 very juicy investment for me in the next 5 to 10 years. So for now, dude, anything below my entry point at $1.80 is another buy-in point. And every time we hit a new target, I'm just going to keep adding more. Back to that last asset that we were looking at, IPDN, dog shit. Now, I don't know anything about this company, but this one has a lot more history than the Hall of Fame, and its entire history so far is fucking straight down. Now, yes, we do have trades that are valid above the 21 here, but structural lower high, structural lower high, structural lower high, structural lower high, new lows. I'm gonna have to put some stuff up here. Why? Please do not come up red again. Thank you. I'm gonna have to get the fibs. I'm gonna have to get the fibs out for this one, just because this looks like dog shit, and we did just confirm new lows. Oh crap! If I can get my shit together here. Unless we close on new highs. I understand we do have lows here being confirmed on RSI, but look at the bearish control of the RSI here. And not only that, but stochastics as well. Look at this bearish control. This is bad. This asset's really not healthy. As long as we're below the 21, I'm going to be looking for the next level, which, I mean, where is it? No. That can't be right. Hold on. Hold the phone. No way. Nuh-uh. I don't know how I feel about that. It's kind of suggesting that this asset dies entirely, because the next fib Is it fucking negative? I don't know how. I don't know. I don't know how valid it is. Conundrum, confusion. Let me look one more time just to be sure. Because it's suggesting that this asset won't exist. We have our swing high. We have our last swing low. Let me print it one more time. Just so I don't get any negative feedback that I'm doing fibs wrong, but I know I'm not fucking doing this wrong. Boom. Swing low. Last swing high. Roughly. Yeah, it's implying that this asset just goes into the negatives. So as far as downside targets are concerned, I cannot provide a legitimate analysis because it is suggesting that the next valid target for the downside is negative 20 cents. I don't know what the fuck that means. But I mean, I would imagine you could get infinite shares with a penny at negative, at a negative value, but we did just confirm a low. A bounce back up to the 21 is implied. I can't, with the way fibs are lining up, I can't give you a valid target to the downside. If this one continues to the downside, I cannot provide, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I cannot provide, because this doesn't make sense. I don't know why the fucking next target's negative 20 cents. There should be something above it, but it is suggesting that that is not the case. So as far as the downside potentials on this one, not valid. I'm not validating that. I am not putting my own reputation and my own validity on the line for something that is completely wonky, like a negative 20 cent move to the downside. But I mean, as Fibonacci retracement suggests, that is the next target to the downside. I don't get it. Don't take that with a grain of salt. This analysis is no longer valid. It's no longer valid. As soon as one of my indicators is construed in such a manner, I completely wipe the floor. Number one, this isn't an asset that you should be trading in. It's not. If you're trading in this or you have any plans in trading this, again, not to be that asshole, but I'm always going to be that asshole for you guys. Fucking do some education. Dude, no. This thing has been infinitely declining since its conception. This is something I would never trust my money in this asset. Nuh-uh. Now let's talk about the possibilities of an upside move here. We do have a low. We do have a lower low, an all-time low. A bounce and reversal could be implied to the 21 exponential and potentially to its corresponding resistance at $1.12. Any candle closure above that, I would look for the next move to the upside right around $1.42. But until we close an open and closure above the 21, there is no upside pressure to be heard of. Again, stochastics is in the bearish critical zone, and RSI is coiling with the bearish control zone here. Not really coming up with strength. So as far as this one's concerned, man, you might want to scratch that one off your list. And again, this isn't financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. Part of my trading career was involved in penny stocks. Fucking stay away from penny stocks, man. Just do it. Just stay away. They're not reliable. They're not trustworthy. They're not liquid. This one's clearly, I mean, I don't know what this company is, but it's not a fucking good one. It's not a company that everybody loves. It's not a company that produces high levels of revenue. It's not a company that's changed a billion lives. It's a piece of shit. And until proven otherwise, it's going to remain a piece of shit. And I would always recommend to anybody that's trading a piece of shit not to trade a piece of shit. So that's going to do it for that asset. And that's going to do it for the stream, everybody. Thanks for coming through. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for chilling. Thanks for dropping comments. If you're new to the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tick that little bell. And you guys already know what it is. Until next time, stay safe, stay happy, and stay healthy. Peace out. Oh! I got a one last comment. So do you consider it Hall of Fame to be a penny stock or think it will go under $1? Again, what I think, my good sir, doesn't matter. What I think doesn't matter, right? My opinion is irrelevant when it comes to trading or investing. I can provide my bias, and I can say that I do believe that the next target's $1.22, but I want to see how price action reacts at $1.22 before being convinced that the possibilities to see price action below $1 are possible. As far as it being a penny stock, it's absolutely a penny stock. Anything below $10 is, in my opinion, is a penny stock. If it trades below $10, it's a penny stock. Other people will have differing opinions. Other people will have different views. That is just my personal perception. Anything under $10, penny stock. And yes, from a trading perspective, absolutely, I think the Hall of Fame Village is not a trustworthy asset right now. But again, I do believe it's due to the simple fact that they're not generating revenue. They're not. The project's not even done yet. So while it is a penny stock, in my opinion, while it is not a very trustworthy asset to be trading, for now, I do believe it has major potential in the next 5 to 10 years, especially when the project is done and Canton, Ohio becomes an extreme hotspot. And that's going to do it. Thanks for coming through, guys. Thanks for watching the channel. Stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, and